Okay.
Where you go?
Howdy. My name is Milt. I'm a board member of the Forbes Trail Trout Unlimited. And in these different videos, we're trying to pass on some information to people that are getting into fly fishing, maybe starting into fly fishing, or want to learn more about how to participate in the sport. An individual gets ready to go fly fishing for a day or go on a trip, and they have to take certain equipment with them. Naturally, they have to have a rod, reel, line, okay, boots of some kind or chest waders. But another very important item to take is one of these. And that is a fishing vest. The reason you need a fishing vest is because you're going to have a whole slew of little items, gadgets, I like to call them gadgets. Can't carry them in your pocket. You get out of your car and you're going to walk to where you want to fish, and you don't want to have to walk back to your car to get something that you left, so you carry everything in the vest. Vests are probably the most common piece of equipment that you'll see on fly fishermen and a lot of your spin casters. And if you're starting out in fly fishing, you purchase a vest. You can get one in any store that sells fishing equipment. You don't have to spend a whole lot to start with. You want to decide if you really like the sport. Later on, you get into more expensive vests, and vests come then in different prices. There's also a vest like this length, and then you have a different style, which is a shorter vest, and that's it for the fisherman who likes to get in deep into the water. Don't want these lower pockets getting filled up with water. So there's two different kinds. You can get into expensive vests. They are actually making vests now that are waterproof, and that's really nice if you're out fishing in the rain. When you purchase a vest, we recommend that you buy one a little bigger than just one that would fit you comfortably. And the reason for that is in the summertime, it lets a little bit of air in, it keeps it a little cooler. If you have a rainy day, you got to put a raincoat on first. If you're fishing in the spring or fall, or you're steelhead fishing in the winter, you're going to have to put your vest over a lot of clothing. So a little bigger vest is a good idea. Now, you can see all the different pockets, and that's something you look at when you buy a vest. How many pockets does it have? Because you will fill them. All right, so I have this vest that I use for trout fishing, and all we can do now is just go open up a hole, open up a packet, and see what we have. Okay, if you're a spin caster, or if you were fishing as a youth, you probably fish for panfish and you use bobbins, okay? Fly fishermen use strike indicators. Different sizes, different colors, different shapes, depending on the conditions that you're fishing under. So that's what I have here in this top pocket. That's behind that pocket, and that's another thing. If you're going to buy a vest, buy one that uses Velcro, all right, or a zipper. Don't buy one that has a snap to it, because the snaps end up breaking. So don't go that route. Okay. This is if you wear glasses, as I do, this is a pair of magnifying glasses that attach to your regular prescription glasses. And Trout Unlimited recommends that you wear some type of glass, either sunglasses or glasses like I have, because when you're casting your rod, you got a fly at the end with a hook. The hook goes past your head, over your shoulder, and if you happen to have a little bit of wind, it can come over and catch you on the cheek, or worse, in the eye. So you don't want to. You want to protect yourself. Okay. This is another magnifying instrument that attaches to the brim of your hat, and for the older senior citizen crowd, this is a nice piece of equipment to have because it magnifies the fly as you're tying it onto the leader. So that's a good thing to have. All right, let's slide. Let me close this up. Oh, on the outside of the vest, we have, makes you think of a thin, small pair of tweezers, or I can't think what I'm trying to say. Forceps, I'm sorry. These are forceps, and they're used mainly to remove the hook from the fish. And you can keep the fish, we try to keep the fish in the net, in the water as much as we can, so you can reach down, hold the fish underneath the net, and then take the hook out. Also outside on the vest is, this is a material that helps to straighten the leader and tippet. The leader and tippet is round into a reel. It may sit for days, and it takes on a memory, and you don't want to be throwing your line out and have all these loops on the water. So you take your leader and tippet, you slide it in here with a little slight pressure, you pull it through and try to eliminate some of those memories. Okay, a little clip. It's like a toenail clipper, which you can use if you don't want to purchase one of these, but that's to help you clip off the ends of the tippet as you're tying flies on, and use it for other reasons too. Of course, license is in the old school. You always wear your license on the outside. Today, I believe you can just keep it in your wallet. Okay, let's see what's in here. I haven't looked in this vest for a little while. Oh, okay. I said wear some kind of glasses. This is sunglasses. They'll work real fine. And if you buy sunglasses, buy a polarized sunglass so that you can look into a clear stream and you can actually see the fish. You can see what position the fish is. If it's got its tail up, it's feeding on the bottom. If it's leaning down at the back, then it's perhaps taking dry flies off the top. So that really helps out. And of course, on a sunny day, it breaks up that glare on the water. In here, I have, I always carry a little memo book that I keep record of everything that happens in that day, what kind of flies, what kind of patterns we used, where we fished, what the conditions of the water is, so that when we go back into that area someday, we have an idea what might be working. It worked the last time we were here. We usually take the temperature of the water, and that's a lot of help too. These are things you can learn by joining Trout Unlimited. It increases the success ratio of when you're fishing. Also, in your vest, identification, your name, address, phone number, your website in a Ziploc bag like this to keep it waterproof. But if you're out fishing by yourself, you're upstream somewhere, and you have an accident, which can and has happened, this is a way to get some help if someone comes along and see the predicament you're in. Okay, down here on the side, we have, these are how we carry our flies. There's different fly boxes that you can use. This particular one has some dry flies. It has some flies that you use under the water, which is the two different varieties of fly patterns. So you have that. Along with that, the day before I'm going fishing, I go through my bigger boxes and I get out the flies that I think are going to be used that day. And so that instead of trying to find the flies, I have the ones that I think are going to work, and I put those in the smaller box. And you can have dry flies. You have ones that have names like the green weenie, which are very easy to tie. You can learn to tie those by joining Trout Unlimited. Okay, over here on this side, we're getting there. There's a lot of pockets, but that's what you want. Okay, these are our leader and tippets that we attach to the fly line. Depending on if you're trout fishing or steelhead fishing, trout fishing, you're going to use, of course, a lot lighter tippet, and they're tapered down to a certain size. And you can learn about what sizes to use for trout under certain conditions and what size you can use for steelhead under certain conditions by joining Trout Unlimited. We're happy to show you all that information. Something else in here. This is a dry fly floatant. If you're fishing, if the fish are taking something off the surface, they're taking insects, you have dry fly floatant or dry fly material. It helps keep the fly dry instead of letting it sink. You always want to apply that to the fly while it's dry, not after it's got wet. It doesn't work as well. Okay, down here, one more big pocket. And what's in here? This is my first aid kit. I have 4 grandsons, and I've had an opportunity occasionally to use some triple antibiotic and Band-Aids. Not a bad idea to carry, and a good first aid kit in the car itself. In this pocket, this is a tippet. When you're fishing and your tapered tippet at the end of your leader, starts to get shorter and shorter because you keep adding flies, changing flies, then you can add the same size X tippet, 6X, 5X, whatever X you were using. So you can add maybe 2 feet of it instead of retying a whole leader. Okay, and that's in that pocket. All right. Fly fishermen spend a lot of time on the stream going like this, trying to find out which pocket's holding what they're looking for. It's fun to measure, okay, especially if you're up steelhead fishing. It's fun to measure the length of the steelhead and the girth of the steelhead, so I carry a tape measure, all right? 2 more small pockets. This one has a device that you can, this is a thermometer, and you can find out what the temperature of the water is. And trust me, the temperature of the water can affect the feeding of the fish. There's certain temperatures that they feed more so, or have a tendency to feed more so than temperatures out the other ends of those temperatures. And and then split shots. Okay, if you're not fishing dry flies, you're going to get your fly down, your pattern down as quickly as you can, especially steelhead that have a tendency to hang on the bottom of the stream. So you want to go get split shots, different sizes. We recommend you get them that are not made from lead. They're getting into making split shots, I just heard, with aluminum and other products. Lead's not good because on the bottom of the stream, a waterfowl comes along, feeds, picks up the lead, it can be poisonous. A fish picks up the lead, split shot, and again, it's not healthy for them, so we recommend. Okay, that's the front of the vest. Oh, well, the inside of the vest. Let me see. Oh, okay. Insect repellent. That's not a bad idea. Little instrument, looks like a pen that you press here. It brings up a little hook on the end, and you can hook that onto the bend of the fly, and it helps for you to tie the knot onto the fly. Okay, and always carry your cell phone. Keep it in a Ziploc bag, okay, in case you have an emergency or you catch a really big fish and you want to brag about it. Okay, and let's look on the back. The back also has pockets. Of course, there's a net for netting the fish and a quick instrument to remove it. You can reach over your shoulder and get that. Catch the trout. You want to try to hold it. Hands are wet. You want to hold the trout with the net. It kind of not take the filament off the trout, and it's a good way to hold on to a fish till you're ready to release it. And we do practice catch and release. We're not saying you should do that. It's up to you, but most of Trout Unlimited members do that system. More flies, okay, that are in the back here. And then there's one large final compartment, and what's in here, I carry kind of what I call my emergency kit. It has extra forceps, it has extra nail clippers, because sometimes you're fishing and one of those things falls off your vest, the water's murky and you can't find it, and now you're in a quandary for the rest of the day. So that's my little first aid kit. Well, if you're a senior citizen, you know what this is. And a rag is a good idea. And if you're steelhead fishing or out in the cold, they do make gloves with the fingers cut out, and that's good for cold water fishing. And okay, I think that's it. Okay, that's it. Also, this big compartment, if you're going to go out and carry your lunch, that's a good place to carry your lunch. So in Trout Unlimited, we don't say good luck. We might say good skill, because there's a lot of skill involved in fly fishing. But what we really say is tight line. So to all of you, from us and from Trout Unlimited, tight line.